Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yam Pravajantam Anupedam Dvaipayano Virahakatar Ahujava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Bineduho Sarvabhutam Munimanatosmi Yasvanubhavam Akila Shruti Saramekam Adhyatmadipam Atiti Shatam Tamondam Samsarinam Karunayaha Purana Gukyam Tam Vyasonam Upayami Guru Muninam Mukam Kuroti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grim Yatkrupatamahamam Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramanandamaadavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyam Ishwaram Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. So welcome back to this wonderful session on Science of Bhakti Yoga. I'll be joining with you in probably a few seconds with the video, some signal problem. So that's what I've just put on audio. So last week we had a wonderful discussion about how Dhruva Maharaj was very successful, and he comes back and meets his father Uttanapada, meets his both mothers, his own mother Suniti and his mother, the second stepmother Suruchi, and his stepbrother Uttama. So that was a wonderful meeting, because after a long time of 6 months that he's meeting them. So we all discussed last time and got to know that the whole Dhruva Maharaj success, the credit should go to mother, because apart from what Narada Muni was instructor. He instructed him how we should take up, how we should worship, how we should follow the rules and regulations, was given by his guru. But the first guru for him was obviously his own mother, who told to take shelter of Vishnu even before Narada Muni taught Dhruva, right? So that so we have to understand that Suniti was such a great woman that despite all her sufferings which she underwent from her husband and her other people, so she was really disturbed, but still she never showed that disturbances or agitation or lamentation in front of her own son. So when all of the people heard that Dhruva Maharaj is coming back, and they all were excited to to receive the Dhruva Maharaj back to the palace, all Suruchi, Suniti, Uttama, everyone joined Uttanapada and went to the palace gate, main gate, where Dhruva was coming there. So it was so wonderful, because Dhruva was no more, he was not a child anymore, and he was now a mature person, because he had got all the knowledge and all the knowledge of this world just after he being touched by Vishnu's conch. He gets all the knowledge, and he gets all the the maturity in his life. So first and foremost, Dhruva, he humbly bowed down to his father's feet, and immediately he went to his mother's feet, and she also blessed wholeheartedly, and she embraced her son, because she had lost her son since long time. So she embraced her son like anything. And after that, it so happened that he saw Suruchi. So Suruchi, so everyone started praising Suniti, because she was such a great mother. of a great hero, and because of her inspiration, her devotion, her guidance, Dhruva, it was possible for Dhruva to achieve such a wonderful thing, to see the Lord face to face. So there, Prabhupada wonderfully explains about the concept of determination and destiny. So after that, I'm not going much deep into it, because the concept here is more of science of bhakti, how bhakti has transformed a Dhruva who was vengeance, who was so much has vengeance towards his stepmother, and the brother, stepbrother. So and also his father, and how that the bhakti has transformed him is what we are discussing today. So now the videos come. Am I audible here now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Thank you,
Prabhu.
thank you so much. So we have to understand our success is not based on our abilities, our own endeavors. Our success depends upon so many other factors. So the credit of our any success in life, whether building a house, whether having a getting good job, good the your something achievement, anything achievement in our life. So the credit of our success also goes to many people. So it is because of the blessings of many people, our well-wishers, our parents, our teachers, or anyone who has helped us in various ways. So one should not be greedy. One should not be greedy to snatch away the credits of our success. So the real success is what Prabhupada says. Real success is to remain humble and be grounded. Prabhupada says. So when any successful means you should be grateful to those people who have helped us to become successful. So in that sense, we'll become always humble and we will remain grounded. That is more important. That is the real success of human civilization. So, so one who is not acknowledging to what the help or what the greatness or what the support he is getting from the others, if he does not acknowledge that, and he is not called a civilized man. So they call it ungrateful person. Ungrateful person. Actually, Mother Earth cannot tolerate the ungrateful people. She cannot tolerate the burden of this such kind of ungrateful people. When uh, the Yaksha Prashna in Yudhishthira, in Mahabharata, Yudhishthira, Yaksha asked Prashnas to Yudhishthira. What is a burden to the earth? So then the Yaksha, when he asked Prashna, what is a burden to the earth? Then Yudhishthira says, an ungrateful person is a burden to the earth. It's an ungrateful person. Similarly, we have to understand here that who is ungrateful person? The ungrateful person is a person who is not showing any acknowledgement or showing any gratefulness of others, that he snatches the success to himself. So we have to understand that if at all, if you want to become humble, we have to give the credits to others. And this how we can be very much, the Mother Earth will not be burdened by such kind of ungrateful people. So similarly, there are many heroes in our world, and there is no comparison to Dhruva. Such a wonderful, his activities, his pastime, such a wonderful thing. It is an example to all of us that he had conquered his one sense. One side, he has conquered all of his senses and mind, and he has attained what is practically impossible, the goal of his life, to see Lord Vishnu within 6 months. Within 6 months, correct? I don't know, even within 6 months, we get 7 or 8 packs in our stomach, going to gym every day. So I was just joking. So such a great austerity, such great tapasya he had taken.
to fulfill his desire to see the Lord. So much eager, so much tavaka, that hunger he had to see the Lord. Just imagine. So then that was all possible. It was because only of his mother's guidance. And it's such a wonderful mother. So not only he brought the glories, not only he brought the glories to his name, to himself, but also to the his family, his the parents, his teacher. Just imagine, such a wonderful thing, right? So we also should act in such a way, speak in such a way that it increases the honor of our elders, honor of our family, honor of our guru, honor of our sister, to whom you are related to. Because our thoughts, our words, our actions, many a times it brings infamy to ourselves, to our family, to our clan, our this thing. So we should be very careful. So Dhruva, although was very young, but he made all of his elders very happy, all of his citizens very happy. They were proud of this man, small child. So, so if one person's happiness can make many others also happy, that is real happiness of one person. It's not that one person is happy and is successful. One person is successful, is happy by himself, but others are not happy. Means there is not that means he is not really successful. He is not really, he is not really successful. So the person if at all is successful, that the real success is he makes others happy, his surroundings happy. That is Dhruva Maharaj is teaching us here. Because life is always have a lot of challenges. How we tackle the challenges, how we take it forward so that we become exemplary to the world, and the world learns, and the people who are going to come ahead of us going to learn something from us. So that should be the our mood. We should not live like animals, just eating, sleeping, mating and defending, having family life, two children, family, build a house, have a bank account, eat, sleep nicely, enjoy comfort, and die. This is not Krishna conscious life. You should be exemplary so the people will look at you and follow you and going forward, and that you create a landmark. You create a footstep back in the earth. Uh, your footprint. You create a footprint back on the earth where people can follow you. That is more important. So here Dhruva respectfully he offered obeisance to stepmother. Yes, so Suniti. Suriji. So just generally imagine if someone has really tormented her, someone has really inflicted a lot of pain on us, sort of pain to us, then generally we don't want to see their face. Generally want to talk to them, see their face. But even if we see their face and want to talk, some prejudices or some thoughts within our mind will be running. Ah, let me go away from him. He's like this. It's not good and they're not a good person. Let me go away. So your face is the index of your mind. Sometimes it shows artificially you're laughing, artificially you're behaving. So they also can feel it. So when a person who is very much tormented them or very much troubled them, given a lot of pain to them, so very difficult to have a loving relationship with him, right? But here, Dhruva Maharaj is showing by his example that absolutely with no hesitation, he went to the Suruchi and he bowed down his feet, put his head on her feet, touched his feet so of the Suruchi, and there was no longer there was a grudge, there was no grudge, and there was no much hatredness, and there was no longer envy towards her. He was completely free from that. So the transformation of bhakti is here, isn't it? The story is a story, but what was the story is teaching us here, isn't it? So he has completely was free from all of his bitter feelings. Absolutely, he was completely free from all of his bitter feelings. Otherwise, he could have see the same woman who created a lot of pain in him, and with all great anger, like Bhagavatam says, like hissing black cobra, black snake. He was so angry against his stepmother. And after doing bhakti, what happened towards Lord Vishnu? His whole things got changed. He was completely free, absolutely completely free from all of his bitter feelings. So the change, the devotion to Lord Vishnu has brought a change in the person's heart. There is an example here. So we have to understand one who loves God very much. You have to understand that he doesn't hate anyone. That is the nature of person who is really loving God. So we all, as a Krishna conscious devotees, we have to work hard, strive hard to love God. Love God means what? So you don't hate anyone else. Without loving God, you can't, love everyone. So if you're loving God, then you'll be loving everyone. So, yeah, and a real love to the God means you're not hating anyone. So Suruchi was really touched by that innocence of the small Dhruva, and because of this, and she immediately took the Dhruva, and she embraced Dhruva, and out of all the tears and love and affection for the Dhruva, and she said beautiful words. She said beautiful words. So Suruchi, she said that, oh dear boy, you may live longer. Shatamanam bhavati shatayuhu purusha shatendri ayushevendra pratishtati. Like that we do Ashirvada, no? So live for 100 years very happily, peacefully, with all health and wealth in your life. So she is blessing the child. See, the same Suruchi earlier told Dhruva that you have to die, you have to be reborn in my stomach, my womb, so that you can sit on my father's lap, you'll be qualified to sit on my father's lap. Now the same woman is blessing the child to live longer. See, the power of bhakti is such a wonderful thing, isn't it? It can even influence the people who are envious to you. It is an example here. And she's blessing, live longer. So when a relationship with others are based on this, what is that? Love of Lord, love for Krishna, then we identify others also as the servants or the children of God. An automatic relationship also a spiritual one. So that's what our love, our relationship with God, uh, when it strengthens, that Lord is, it is a supreme Father, and all these people are around me are His children. And obviously, your love also has to extend, isn't it? Because they are children of your Father. So Dhruva here he saw next he saw the stepbrother Uttama, and soon Dhruva, as he was approaching towards Uttama, his younger stepbrother, and the tears started coming out from his eyes, and he was completely free from all jealousness. But now the Dhruva, the same Dhruva who was so much jealousy about his stepbrother Uttama, but now he's completely purified and is completely free from all jealousy and completely free from all anger. And Dhruva embraced Uttama and he was very happy. So this is a key to a happy family life, isn't it? Can we see this here? The key to a happy family life. That earlier the members of this family, the same family, the others members of this family, the husband, the two wives, two children, there was a strained relationship. The relationship was really disturbed. It was a strained one. So now why? Because there was no concept of love, to bond among themselves. There was a envy, there was a pride, there was arrogance among themselves, isn't it? So even though that family, Uttanapada family, was living in the amidst such a wonderful, opulent life, hundreds of servants were there. They were king of the whole world. So whatever you dream it, and it can happen. Such a rich family, but sadly there was no relationship between this whole family, two wives and husband and two children. And now the same family has been transformed into a loving family. The hearts of all these five people, five members of this family are now strung together, bonded together. Why? So we have to understand here. So even though the main culprit is Suruchi, even though Suruchi had acted because of her pride, because of arrogance, because of envy. So and even though Uttanapada has behaved not responsibly as a king, because of his attachment for his second wife, and Dhruva's also was so much ambition he had to take his father's position. So in fact, in the whole family, only the Suniti was acted maturely. And why? Because she was a devotee of Lord Krishna. Because of her devotion, she acted maturely. And because of her, now the whole family has got together. So devotee could see from here, we all should see from here that the inspiration for Dhruva's achievement is because of his mother's bhakti, and he got bhakti, and finally everyone got together. So very importantly, we have to see in this the text of Dhruva Maharaj, the whole the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, that how even though the Suniti is so much tolerated, she was so because of her devotion that she was able to transfer her entire family. That was the greatness that you have to see here. So that is the glories of bhakti. So bhakti ultimately transforms one's heart. You have to understand this. So even though in your family life, wife may be not positive, or husband not be positive, parents may be not positive, children may be not positive for your Krishna conscious life. So, but if one person in the family is positively is making efforts to bring all the family members together, definitely one day it will happen. When the God has taken, when sincerely, seriously, when you are taken of this Krishna consciousness over a period of time, just Dhruva Maharaj went on for 6 months, small child with that intensity. So then when God took the center stage of the family, then all the distresses, all the misunderstanding, everything was knocked out from the family. So we have to understand. So this is a wonderful concept. Then Bhagavatam further explains how the Uttanapada was so happy receiving his son, and whole festival was being created, was celebrated in the whole of the kingdom, and everywhere the mango leaves was trimmed, decorated with banana leaves, and whole city, the whole lanes, roads, everything was nicely cleaned, very beautifully. Bhagavatam explains everything was nicely decorated with fruits, flowers, and so much pomp and glory. The whole city was having a lot of festival because the Dhruva has come back to this palace, and was so happy. And when Dhruva was just walking by, going towards the palace, and all the women's of this the city, they were throwing flowers and sandalwood paste on Dhruva, glorifying his great achievement and all those things. Bhagavatam beautifully explains that. So over a period of time, so many years passed by. After that, Dhruva became very matured, and he grew up. After a long time, he became a very young man. And then finally, Uttanapada, he consented with all the ministers there to coronate or enthrone Dhruva as a king. So all the anonymously, all the subjects, all the ministers agreed to Uttanapada's proposal, and finally they decided to crown the Dhruva as the king, and to retire. And Uttarapada wanted to retire from his all responsibilities and detach himself from his family life. So basically, that explains here. Uh, See, very importantly, even though Uttanapada had much more years to live, and also Uttanapada, because just Dhruva Maharaj got it, he became a young man, was a child, and became a young man. Immediately, Uttanapada wanted to detach himself from the family life, and he decided to leave the palace and go to the forest. And that was the mood which was lingering in his mind. Not that, okay, let my son get married, let him have some children, let after that I will give him the position, or let me die. After I die, anyway, he will be the Uttaradhikari. So that is a present day position. People don't want to give their position and the power and position which they have. And here Dhruva Maharaj was just a young man, and he was not married also. So Uttanapada did not wait for Dhruva to get married also. And he was, there's nothing like that. So here you have to understand Uttanapada was a Rajarshi. He was such a great king that what so this is all by examples. We have to learn that whenever a successor they found out, immediately they have to take they give the all responsibilities and the all responsibilities whatever they had, and they used to give them. And these kings used to despite all their influence, all their achievements, all the followers they had, and everything, accomplishment, so much, everything they had, they used to just give up. Just give up and just to go to the forest. Just imagine. Huh? So they're waiting when my children will, or when the successor will be ready, so that I give up this position and go. That is called Rajarshis, Raja Rishis. Raja means king. Rishi means a saint. Saintly king is what the society wanted, is wants. Just like Yudhishthira also, when Parishita Maharaj came at the right age and suitable time, and he came and go right. And so many kings like Priyavrata and this Dhruva and the Prahlad, yeah, Prutu and Bharat Maharaj. Yeah, Bharat Maharaj had 100 sons. Rishabhadeva had 100 sons. Rishabhadeva also went. Rishabhadeva's first son was Bharata. So everything, even Parishit Mar also, isn't it? He also he showed by exemplary actions that how a king should depart from this world. They're not they're attached to the family power and position. So similarly, that are saintly kings. They had a responsible thing to when to retire and detach from this world, so that they give up all the responsibility to their successor and train them, and they would leave this place. And that is the wonderful learning also we can have get to know from here, how a responsible king should behave in a society. And nowadays we have democracy, we can't do anything, even though they are 80 plus, 90 plus, they want to take the position, and out of there, they can't take decisions for their own body, but they want to take decisions for the whole state. That is a sad state. So, anyway, so after this Uttanapada, what happened? So Uttanapada then he departed from his palace and he went to the forest. And after that, Dhruva got married and he had two wives. So Dhruva got married to the first wife called as Brahmi. And from Brahmi he got two sons. And from then one more wife he had. And from the other wife also he had one son and one daughter. So the first wife was from Prajapati, one daughter of Prajapati, and the second wife was a daughter of a Chandra. So it's not Chandra, I think so. It's Vayudeva. Vayudeva. So first wife is Brahmi, and second wife's name is Ila. So like this, from first wife he had two sons, and the second wife he had one son and one daughter. So this was the thing. So the whole family was living everything well and good. Things was going on. But again, something happened here. So what happened? So Dhruva's younger brother. So Dhruva's younger brother was also there. So was not married. And once he was still unmarried, and he goes for a hunting excursion. Generally, this Kshatriyas, they used to go once in a while to the forest without any soldiers. So they used to go with the few soldiers, and outside of the forest, they used to make all the soldiers stay. And only the king alone used to go and hunt and come, so that he will get, that the fearfulness that because alone he is going and he has to fight with the ferocious animals. And if he's successful, that is a credit to him because it's a training. So like that. So sometimes he used to go and things like that. So for a hunting expression. So then it so happened when he had gone to that hunting excursion. So there was one yaksha. So there was some talk or some misunderstanding between the yaksha and uh, the Uttama, and immediately there was the fight between them, and Yaksha defeated Uttama, but instead of capturing him and punishing him, this Yaksha killed him. Yaksha killed Uttama right there. And when this news reached Suruchi, his mother, Uttama's mother, and she became so much perturbed and disturbed, and she went immediately, took the whole army and went to the forest in search of the son's body. So immediately she went there, and it so happened, when searching, so happened there was a forest fire, and immediately all the people along with the Suruchi was burnt. They were all killed. So this whole story was foretold by Lord Vishnu, only to the Dhruva previously, when Dhruva when he achieved Lord Vishnu, when he saw Lord Vishnu face to face. So he had foretold, the Vishnu had foretold him that this would happen like this. So that was already foretold there. So then this Dhruv also got to know this news. But when he got to know this news, he was shocked to know about this, and he wanted to rectify the offense of this yaksha. See, yaksha, he should have been caught. If there's a mistake and all those things, should have been punished. Yaksha should have punished Uttama, but not killed him, because he knew that this Uttama is a great king, or is the son of a great king, Uttanapada. But still, Yaksha, they had some personal motive and enviousness, things like that. Yaksha killed him purposely. So this raised a anger in Dhruva's mind. And later, we have to understand here, initially when Uttama was Uttama was sitting on the lap of Uttanapada's father. And when Dhruva approached to sit on the father's lap, and when this whole incident happened, and even this Uttama was also one of the party to his the Dhruva's envy. No, Dhruva is also envious about this Uttama. My stepbrother is sitting and he should be removed. So probably things happens in your life, right? If someone is obstacle in your life, we want to get that obstacle cleared. So sometimes in our office or some place things are there whom we don't like, or they're overpowering us. So we don't want them. They're obstacle. They are stumbling blocks to our progress. So that was there, but he wanted to prove to the world that still Uttama, I love Uttama. I don't hate Uttama. I don't envy Uttama. So he wanted to show to the society how a devotee should behave, how a devotee the quality should be. So he also went to wage a war against the Yakshas. So Dhruva, he alone he went. So you have to understand here, Dhruva did not take whole army to fight against Yakshas. So here, Dhruva, he went alone to fight against Yakshas. So we have to see here, even though when he heard the news of Suruchi and his brother were dead, and he could have been happy. Anyway, because these people were the real reason for my unhappiness. When I was saying he could have carried that enviousness here, he could have carried that anger till this time. No, but he wanted to show to the world, that devotees doesn't have such kind of qualities. So that's what he want, and also as a rightful king, he has to protect his subjects. So his brother and his stepbrother is also subjects. So he has to protect lawfully, right? So there was no doubt in this. So Dhruva wanted to teach a lesson to all these yakshas, and he goes there, and he fights. He sees Alakapuri. He goes to the Himalayas, the place where the yaksha stays, called as a place called as Alakapuri. So he goes there, and he starts fighting with them. So even the pure devotees, we have to see, understand here, even though sometimes they get into some awkward positions, awkward situations in life, but it doesn't mean they don't have heart, isn't it? So it's basically we have to understand it's only to teach a lesson to a common people. God is not only kind to the person, is kind to everyone also. So when the devotee he becomes a pure devotee like that, or when we take up Krishna consciousness, doesn't mean no violence. Because Arjuna was also great pure devotee, yeah? And he also Krishna is telling to do violence there, to kill the people who are against the dharma, to be instrument in Krishna's hands. That is more important, because Krishna is saying not because of your enviousness, your identity as I and mine, like that, but not like the Muslim or some other pagan religion which says that anyone who is not a believer of Islam, and you go and cut their throat. That is not our philosophy. Our philosophy is anyone is going against the principles of dharma. What is a dharma? Dharma of a water is to be liquid. Dharma of a sugar is to be sweet. Dharma of a fire is to be heat, and so on things. So dharma of the human being is to show love and respect and care and compassion to every living the entity. And the person who is not showing love and compassion and care, he's a demon who is troubling society. So you have to properly understand that when Dhruva he got to know the news of this Uttama's death, and Dhruva immediately got started lamenting, and he was very much angry. Immediately he took his bow and arrow, and he went with his chariot alone, and he rushed towards that Alakupuri, which is in the Himalayas, and he goes and he was so furiated, and he blows the conch. He blows the conch in outside the Alakupuri. See, please understand, he did not go inside the kingdom and kill everyone. There's a woman, there's a children, kill everyone. No. He started blowing a conch, asking, calling them for the fight. Come now. Dhruva was so much infuriated. He was so angry. So you have to understand, Dhruva was a pure devotee and who had darshan of the Lord Vishnu himself at the age of 5. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't has to be not emotional. He has to be, because he also has a heart. Just like Arjuna also was emotionally, and he was saying, I don't want to fight. Isn't it? So that is the nature of a devotee. But when Lord is saying that, when the Lord is saying that you fight, when Krishna is saying that you fight, then the Arjuna just followed the Krishna's instructions. So similarly here, Dhruva Maharaj wanted to show to the world that I am not envious to anyone. The devotee is not envious because his own Uttama and Suruchi were killed. If his mother was killed, probably he might have not raised a war against anyone. Because his stepmother and his step brother who tortured and tormented him when he was 6 years old boy, uh, that the people should not say now he's happy. People will talk, no. Just like Rama also, Lord Ramachandra, the Sita Devi, when they all staying together after whole Lanka, Dahana, killing Ravana, everything. So then some fisherman or some fellow is speaking about Sita Devi. When see, Lord Ramachandra used to go every day in the night uh, and going to find out how the people used to react, how people used to talk about the king. So they used to get the ground reality. What is the ground reality? Where I should improve, where I should make my city wonderful and the people wonderful, living a wonderful, comfortable life. That was the king's responsibility. When he heard something bad about this, immediately you know the story, right? Then he sent Sita Devi. We all know that. So similarly here we have to understand here, it's not because my brother, I was envious because my brother and my stepmother was very angry at me and they didn't wanted me, and now I am no very happy. They're killed, gone. No. So it is greatest. The teaching here is we have to tolerate. Sometimes, as a devotee, we have to tolerate our anger. We have been taught, right? We have to tolerate our anger, tolerate our. But there is a purpose here. Why the Dhruva became angry? So you have to come. You have to understand here. The Dhruva's lamentation of death of Uttama was a surprising thing for him, obviously. But we have to understand as a spiritualist. So yeah, we have to be equipoised. We should be equal to everyone, and we should love everyone. We should not be stone. At the same time, we should not be stone-hearted also. Right? It should not be stone-hearted, emotionless. It should not be like that. So it's appropriate of emotions we have to show. So this that is possible only when you have a good association of devotees. When you have association of devotees and the scriptures, every day you read Prabhupada books and association of devotees, and they will guide you, they will mentor you, how, in what situation, how we have to act. Because many times we lose our discrimination power. So philosophical understanding should not make one stone-hearted, but one should make soft-hearted. We have to understand this. Stone-hearted means what? When you take spiritual life and see some family, your friends or someone is getting into trouble, and you can't say we are not the body, spirit soul, chant Hare Krishna, and don't worry, everything will happen. Obviously you have to say that, but you have to show some empathy also to them. Apart from sympathy, some empathy also. Okay, what happened? Please let me listen, let me try to help you in some way, in good words or support, in some help, in some other physical form, how I can help you. In that way, you have to help. Not that become philosophical understand, I'm Brahman, Tattvamasi, all those things, great the thoughts. And finally, we're not just because stone-hearted to situations and things around you, conditions. So here, as a king, he wanted to wear a war. Undoubtedly, we have to understand that as a king, he also has to punish that yaksha, but that was not the ceremony, the good way of doing this. Unceremoniously, he had killed his brother. This is one part, and second part is his own citizen has been killed without any notice. So that was there with Dhruva's mind. And also when yakshas, probably Lord also want to teach a lesson to Yakshas, Yaksha community, Yaksha race, that devotees are more powerful than even Yakshas. Yakshas means they have mystical powers. They can do so many things. So they have so many powers. Yaksha community, Yaksha race. It's a different Yaksha race. Yakshas, Kimpurushas, Kinnaras, Rakshasas. So many things. Just like the above this is of a Manusha Gana is a Deva Gana, then Rishi Gana, then Brahma Gana. So the different Ganas are there. So below this all Yakshas, Kimpurushas, Kinnaras, and goblins, and then all those things. So the Yakshas had a more powerful, more because they were all the followers of Lord Shiva, and they live in Alakpuri in Himalayas, and they had a lot of mystical powers. So then Dhruva, so Dhruva also, because this probably Lord also wanted to show to the people that, as I said, that the devotees of the Lord are more powerful than even Yakshas or anyone in this world. So Dhruva already knew that Uttama, that he'll be going to die, and his mother is going to die. Everything he knew. He had, because Lord Vishnu had predicted. And here Dhruva could have actually, Dhruva never, I think so. Dhruva never spoke about this to anyone, because when Vishnu had spoken that your mother and your stepmother and your stepbrother will be killed because they have offended you, uh, that I think so, Dhruva has not told anyone because it might have troubled them or it might torture them. Correct? That and out of ego also they may think, oh, out of ego, the Dhruva might have added some masala to Vishnu's words and he is telling us so that we suffer whole life, that we are going to be killed anytime, any moment. So they may also think like, so Dhruva might have not told this. And that then he remembered that Lord Vishnu had told this. And this was but I should not simply keep quiet. Vishnu had told that Vishnu words is also has come true. Okay, fine, leave it. Find where Dhruva's body is there. All try to find his body. Otherwise, do one 11-day Pitrukarya, Pitrupaksha, or the what is that? The Pinda Tarpana, and 10th day, 11th day, 12th day, and the 13th day Vaikuntha Samaradhana you do. Give everyone prasadam, the thing, and do the dana dharma. Everything is finished. He could have done no. He did not do that. So he wanted to show to the world that he is also affectionate to his brother, his stepbrother, and his step mother. So there's a not. He wanted to show that devotees don't have even a iota of jealousy in their hearts. That is the greatness of bhakti. One person becomes devotees becomes, yeah, the free from all jealousness, because that's what he did not go with the whole the soldiers with him. He went alone. He went alone to fight against. Nowadays, if I forget here, the priest, the prime minister, or CM, or they call from here and they tell soldiers, army, infantry, navy, they all go, friend. They are the one who is going to die. They are going to go face the brunt, everything. And here, people are simply there sitting and calling people like there. So kings are not like that. They are in the front, and all the soldiers are behind. That is the Kshatriya spirit. So here, Dhruva Maharaj alone, he went to show that he loved them, because he might have thought that, I'm going alone. There's so much yakshas, thousands, lakhs of yakshas, and they can kill me. I'll also be killed. He could have been there. That fear also would be there, no? He's going alone to show that what love I have to my brother and to my mother, stepmother. So he reached Alakapuri, and he blew the conch, and everyone got alerted, and they all brought their weapons, and there's all starting. There were so many yakshas. Next Bhagavatam says there were some lakhs of yakshas. Some lakhs of yakshas who were there, who was so much powerful, who would counteract attack Dhruva in any way if even Dhruva wants to kill them, and they had all the powers, all the mystical powers. They could they can disguise, they can become invisible, things like that. So, so then Dhruva started releasing arrows when they all of them came with their all tridents, with their arrows, with their spears and everything. Then immediately Dhruva started showing arrows. No, I'm come here because your people have killed my brother. This is not lawful. It has to be discussed. And for what reason? And you know that my brother is the son of my Uttanapada, the Prajapati, Daksha, Prajapati, Swambhu Manu's son. And knowing all those things, you have killed us. This is unlawful. So Yakshas, Dhruva Maharaj started leaving, 3, 3, 4 arrows together, and all the Yakshas also started releasing 6 arrows, and Dhruva could respond wonderfully with his alone, single-handedly, and there was, all just imagine a lakh of Yakshas with have mystical powers in different directions. They are throwing arrows at Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva Maharaj single-handedly is fighting alone. Just imagine all the arrows are just coming, to attack him, and Dhruva was not at all disturbed. Dhruva was determined. He was not became he became he never become complacent and become afraid. And what will happen to me? What is this? So many people are there. First of all, 1,000 people are standing in front of you, and that to their mystical powers. So they will be afraid, right? So he got more enthusiasm to fight. His enthusiasm to fight got rejuvenated. And that Bhagavatam says wonderfully that when Yakshas are trying to fight Dhruva in this way with all the tridents and the spears and arrows in 100 times more than what Dhruva could even really counterattack. Uh, but Dhruva got more enthusiasm and encouragement. His fighting spirit, Kshatriya spirit got rejuvenated. He also become so much enthusiast. And there Bhagavatam very beautiful says this is a success formula. Because whenever some obstacle comes in our life, it should generally demotivate us, right? It demotivates us, and we don't take it forward. My mind is disturbed, and you're not able to do anything. You'll be always thinking about it. And even in office hours and family hours with the family, things like everywhere, you always be thinking, you want to forget those things, no enthusiasm, and there's no energy to overcome all our struggles and pains. How to attain success, you're always thinking how to come out of this problem you're getting, right? But here it's showing, despite all those things, Dhruva was so much showing his heroism, and he was so much encouraged by seeing those people are trying to find him, the Kshatriya spirit. So they give example how Dhruva, they compare Dhruva with the mountain. If there is a cloud, so there's a lot of clouds, black thick clouds, it's ready to shower rains, and a heavy rains, torrential rains on the mountain, and obviously the mountain will not be affected. This mountain gets afraid, oh, so much rain is going to come, I will be dissolved, I will go. Actually, the mountain. Actually, if you know the sand, how this sand is comes, sand, whenever the water, there's a constant flow of water, then the stone breaks into pebbles, pebbles further into breaks to finer particles and becomes sand. That'll be useful for our construction, and this thing, sand is required, right? So here, the mountain is not affected by, it remains unaffected by any rain. And at the same time, mountain gets cleansed because of the rain from all dirt, isn't it? So Dhruva was compared to that mountain here in Bhagavatam. And his enthusiasm got magnified. It became so much. So here, observing this, Dhruva, that when he is covered with so many arrows, then all the devatas who are seeing from the top, from the higher planet system, they all saw that now, alas, ayo Papa, the grandson of Swambhu Manu is going to die. He may lose this war, and we don't know who is the next heir to his kingdom. Such a great personality who saw Lord Vishnu face to face in the age of 6 years. Now he's going to die. Ayo, Papa. They were all, the Bhagavad says, they're all making comments. But here, in Dhruva, he rose out from the darkness. Like the sun rose out from the darkness, isn't it? Like in the morning. So then he started fighting each and every Yaksha with the counterattacks, and practically all the devatas also became very speechless. They didn't know what to do. Oh, wow, such a wonderful act. So just like this Mahavatar, Narasimha was there, how he is fighting, that on different angles that film was showing. So similarly, Dhruva, his bow and arrows, terrorized all these Yakshas. They were so much afraid what to do now. So they're all shooting arrows so much, and Dhruva also shooting arrows at them. So and here we have to see Dhruva Maharaj did not kill any Yakshas in the first place. He broke their weapons. He broke their weapons. And because of that, all becomes very afraid, and they scattered here and there. in the clouds, and they all ran away. All of the Yakshas ran away. You have to understand that Dhruva was all alone and he wanted to now enter the Alakapuri. Because everyone went away because of fear, everyone fled away from the battleground and no one was there. So Dhruva decided, okay, let me go to the Alakapuri. But some thought came immediately came in his mind. So he was thinking that this yakshas have a mystical power, and they might have fled away now, but they may not be visible now. But again, they may come and attack me. So they may again resume their attacks. So these people can't be trusted. These yakshas can't be trusted. I don't want to take that risk of going to the Alakpuri. And he was just thinking here. So Bhagavatam says that he thinks that that it should not be trusted. So similarly here, one of the secrets of our any success in your life is when we achieve some goal or some milestone in your life, we should be alert. We should always be alerted. Huh? And also you should not be overconfident. I got it. Achieved it. Wow. Generally, some milestones when we achieve something, yeah, then we become more. Anytime we may slip and we may fall. Here it is showing that Dhruva, just like Dhruva was so much alerted, now I've won. And no, you don't do that. He ran away from the battlefield. God did not immediately accept the victory. I did it. Instead, what he did, he said he thought about the future course of action. What would happen? Or they all disappeared now. So we have to understand milestone in our life. The journey in our life is many when we achieve something more confident. Engagement. Done. Done now, fine, leave it. So it should not the rest of our journey, what is it? It should be constantly, we should be alerted, cautious. Any we may lose our life's achievement. It's very much important that if this is very much true for uh, you do everything and you become the Lord will come in your dream and say, become a pure devotee. Today or tomorrow you can see movies, TVs, because you're not affected. It doesn't mean like that. So you should be alert, you should be cautious, you should be alert, whole existence of the soul. You should be always be alert and cautious. When I may fall down at any moment. Not that I become purity, I'll not be touched by this material. No, anything may happen in any moment. That further in the that how Dhruva Maharaj, he become he that will thing. The beautiful, wonderful the story is this. And then what happens? Then and that these people will come at the time. So and that I just remember in there, Prabhupada beautiful that the greatest in our life, is challenge in our life, our mind and senses, isn't it? So we have to always think that that is a real enemies of our life. So we have to be always battling in inner self is our inner self is more things with the family, with the society, with the situations, because our sciences and mind, it has unlimited storage of all the positive and negative emotions. Time and again, it keeps popping up here and there and trying to distract us from that is struggling internally battles made by this senses demand something, mind creates its own ideologies. So this is very much not become victim of this, and that is success, or we have to win over our mind. That's what, and you should not give any chance for the mind. And today, I am now this year, the whole year, I did all Ekasis of fasting from Nirjala, even taking water without taking water. Now, now I can do anything material things and not be affected or disturbed. So understand, if you think like this is such a crazy thing, anytime, any moment, we may Vishwamitra Muni's example, so many examples, flow what will happen to us. So for anything of success, actually, we should always be cautious that the crazy thing anytime. So victim of this Maya, so should not be disturbed by this Maya. We always keep associated, keep doing what you're doing, keep doing what attending Mangalarti, eating devotees, reading Swadhyaya, and you do going to a job, work, always think about Krishna, the activities, social activities, and that is what is important. At the same time, always you should be thinking about Krishna, that let me not forget Krishna at any moment. And that fear should be there. At the same time, you should be doing your act. You should never become inactive, because mind and senses, it is more stronger than you. This few. Generally, it happens after your 6 years, 7 years, or 10 years of Krishna conscious life, and we are not seen anything, what not given anything. You are finally, now I'm become. I'm not attracted to women. I'm not attracted to any money and all those things. Experience, but any moment, my hands are not conscious, and even my mind will cheat you. And attend. So you should always, in all our endeavors, our internet, our own crazy thing, anytime it will attack us. It's very dangerous. So like this, things are there. How in the next session we will discuss how. See, two things are there: anger and second is that we'll understand. Controlled anger is a wonderful thing, and controlled by anger is such a crazy thing, and destroy. So that how here Dhruva Maharaj, that both that he controlled anger, how we should be controlled by anger, how we should the future. We'll discuss about in all those things in the future. If anyone has any questions, you can question. Else, you can just move ahead and end the session. Okay, you're all hearing into today's session. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhu.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Prabhuji.
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada
Hare
ki
Krishna Prabhu.
jai.
Jai.
Premanande.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.